Hey Dolphins fans! We're back with more updates as our Miami Dolphins continue to strive for success. The team is constantly working to improve and bring home those W's, but as you know, every season comes with its ups and downs. Before we jump into today's news, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Dolphins updates. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on what's happening this season. Alright, let's get into it. There are a lot of moving pieces this week, especially when it comes to injuries and player statuses. Two key names that have been circulating in the Dolphins injury report are Bradley Chubb and Isaiah Wynn. Unfortunately, it looks like both players will remain on the PUP, physically unable to perform, list for a bit longer, and they won't be back on the field this week. This is a tough blow, and we're going to break down what that means for the team moving forward. Starting with Bradley Chubb, our star edge rusher. As you know, Chubb tore his ACL late last season in Week 17, and this injury is taking time to heal, possibly longer than initially expected. Now, it's important to remember that this is Chubb's third ACL injury, although it's the first one on his right knee. But with multiple ACL tears in his career, the recovery process is a bit more complicated. A typical ACL recovery can take anywhere from 9 months to a year, but given Chubb's history and the toll these injuries take on a player's body, there's no rush to get him back on the field until he's fully ready. Miami is being careful with him, and honestly, that's the right approach. It's more important to ensure Chubb's long-term health than to rush him back just to meet a short-term goal. But of course, the defense will definitely miss his presence. Then we have Isaiah Wynn, our left guard who has also been sidelined since late last year. Wynn suffered his injury in a Sunday night football game against the Eagles, and unfortunately, his recovery has been slow. There have been questions all off-season about whether Wynn would even play this year, and Dolphins GM Chris Grier gave a very non-committal response when asked about Wynn's status back in August. Many analysts and fans are now wondering if it was the right move to bring Wynn back for another season, especially considering his history of injuries during his time with the Patriots and now with Miami. Wynn's absence creates a hole on the offensive line, and while the team has depth at the position, replacing someone with Wynn's experience is no easy task. With Bradley Chubb still out, the pressure falls on guys like Jaelan Phillips and Andrew Van Ginkel to step up in the pass rush. Phillips has shown flashes of dominance, but losing a key player like Chubb definitely impacts the overall strength of our defense. In the trenches, having depth is crucial, especially as we go up against tougher opponents later in the season. As for the offensive line, the Dolphins are still shuffling things around. Head coach Mike McDaniel hasn't committed to any one player stepping in for Wynn just yet. It's likely we'll see a mix of players filling that left guard spot, with Liam Eichenberg being a potential option. This is a situation that could change week to week depending on how the line performs and Wynn's recovery progress. Now, the report this morning from NFL Network that Odell Beckham Jr. is expected to return to practice on Wednesday has raised some eyebrows. Beckham, who's also on the PUP list, has a shot at being activated soon, potentially even this week. While this is big news, it's important to remember that the Dolphins still need to prioritize their current roster's health. Adding Beckham back into the fold would be exciting, no doubt. His speed, athleticism, and ability to stretch the field would give Tua Tagovailoa and this offense another explosive option, assuming Tua himself remains healthy and ready to go. However, as of now, it seems like Chubb and Wynn are the two players from the PUP list who won't be making a return anytime soon. Alright, now let's switch gears and talk about Tyreek Hill. Hill was listed on the Dolphins injury report this week due to a rest day and limited participation in practice. While he's not expected to miss Monday's game against the Tennessee Titans, his status will be something to keep an eye on. With Malik Washington also listed as questionable with a quad injury, the Dolphins could potentially be down another wide receiver. But knowing Hill, it's likely just precautionary rest. He's a key piece to this Dolphins offense, and his ability to change games with his speed and agility is something this team simply cannot afford to lose for any extended period of time. Expect Hill to suit up on Monday night, but we'll keep you updated on any developments as we get closer to game day. So what does all this mean for the Dolphins as they prepare for their Week 4 matchup against the Titans? First off, the offense is going to need to find consistency, and that starts with protecting Tua and keeping the pocket clean. With Wynn out and questions still lingering about the offensive line, there's a lot of pressure on the coaching staff to make sure the line holds up. On defense, missing Bradley Chubb is tough, but the Dolphins still have a talented front. Jaelan Phillips will have to bring his A game, and the secondary will need to step up as well, especially with Kendall Fuller still out. There are some major holes to fill, but the Dolphins have shown resilience before, and this game against the Titans will be an important test. Let's start with the big news. Terron Armstead and Kendall Fuller are officially out for Monday night's game due to concussions sustained during last week's matchup against the Seahawks. This is a huge blow for both the offensive line and the secondary. Armstead is a cornerstone of the O-line, and Fuller's absence leaves a gap in our defense as we face a dangerous Titans receiving core. In addition to that, David Long Jr., our linebacker, is listed as doubtful with a hamstring injury. He hasn't practiced this week, and it's unlikely we'll see him suit up on Monday. This puts even more pressure on our defense to step up. With Terron Armstead out, we're looking at Kendall Lamb to take over at left tackle. Lamb played over 40 snaps last week without allowing a single sack, so we're hoping he can hold his own again against a tough Titans defense. On the defensive side, the absence of Kendall Fuller means we'll likely see more action from Storm Duck and Siren Neal. Duck, who stepped in for Fuller last week, had a bit of a setback with a shoulder injury but has been a full participant in practice, so it looks like he's good to go. The Titans have their own injury concerns heading into Monday night. Their star defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons, is questionable due to an elbow injury, and if he's out, that could really help our offense get some momentum. Additionally, cornerback L'Jarius Sneed and safety Amani Hooker are also questionable, which could open up opportunities for our passing game. Alright, Dolphins fans, it's time to hear from you. What do you think about the status of Bradley Chubb and Isaiah Wynn? Should the Dolphins be taking a more aggressive approach to get these guys back on the field, or is the cautious route the right one? And how are you feeling about Tyreek Hill? Do you think his injury status will have any impact on Monday night's game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from all of you. Let's get a conversation going about what the team should do moving forward. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching, and as always, fins up.